What they expected to see and what some hope to see
Yeah.
might be two entirely different things.
Talk to me now.
Now, hope, man, I sure hope, man, I sure hope this happens, man. Versus expect to see what I
Yes.
wanted to see.
Hmm.
I wanted to see exactly what you wanted to see. I wanted
Yeah.
to see, could he play with poise? Could he
Hmm.
throw the ball with conviction? Could he be decisive? Could he go through his progressions?
Hmm.
The pocket collapses. Could he take off? He showed me some of everything.
Hmm.
I the over route, threw it on timing, guy in
Ah.
his face, led him, boom, right, dropped it right in the bucket. He fit those balls. Hey, pressure in his face, the second touchdown. Pressure in
Hmm.
his face, the first touchdown. The
Hmm.
corner slumps off, the flat. The safety is hugging him. He
Hmm.
fits it in, gets
Yeah.
it in, boom. On the move, the touch pass over the top. As I mentioned at the top, the receiver did make a great play,
Yes.
but Shedeur had a nice loft. That's not an easy throw to make.
Hmm.
He was impressive tonight.
Very.
And a lot of people, they were in the chat last night. Let's see what Shedeur does. Let's see what Shedeur does.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh, hold on, Uncle. You know what they're gonna say now? Oh, it's the preseason. Oh, he's not playing against their starters. Oh, he's playing against the
hell, he
two,
didn't have the
three.
starters either.
Well, hello,
I
talk to
didn't
me.
see Jared
No,
Judy. I didn't see Njoku. I didn't see the
no,
starting
that's
offensive
me.
line.
No Cedric Tillman. So this is what I have to say to those who are going to have another excuse. They're going to move the goalposts, right? They're going to
Right.
move the goalposts and say, "Well, he wasn't going against the Panther starters." Well, obviously, if he's not going against the Panther starters, or if he doesn't have his starters as well, and what he has at his disposal and look that good with the twos and threes and maybe the fours that are trying to make the team, what do you think is going to happen when he has the main characters in there around him?
Right.
That makes your job a little bit easier, that are a little bit better at their position than those that he's playing with tonight. What you think gonna happen?
Hi, it's Savvy Mike here, and the clip just finished, but before we get into my intro and the rest of this video, I do want to encourage everyone that is watching this video that at least wants to continue to watch my channel. I'm not saying you have to, I'm not saying you do, but please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And the only way I could do that is by getting you to subscribe. And also on the screen, I have my Twitch channel up where I basically do all of these videos live on Twitch. Like, that's where I do most of the lives at now. So if you want to watch me do these videos live, I'm usually on late at night. No matter what coast you're on, I'm on around the time you're probably asleep. So if you're ever just up with fucking insomnia, you just can't sleep, come on through. I love to chat it up. We could talk about the topics that I have and the clips that I'm playing and reacting to. And I'll also play the game and probably play some 2K, Marvel Rivals, FIFA, Mortal Kombat. A lot goes over here. So please, twitch.tv/SavvyMike96. I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And if you don't know, football has started. And for some reason, all eyes are on a third string quarterback. Now you're wondering why the hell do we care about a third string quarterback and how well he does this football season? Well, if you don't know, this third string quarterback, he plays for the Cleveland Browns, and his name is Shedeur Sanders. Yes, Deion Sanders' son. And if you don't know, they had him drafted late, very late, like in the third round. They took a lot of quarterbacks over him, and everybody thought this had a lot to do with politics and nothing to do with his talent. And I would have to agree, because everything I seen from Shedeur Sanders, he was definitely better than, I would say, 5 of the quarterbacks that was, some of the top quarterbacks drafted. He's definitely in that list. He's amongst that top 5, top 10 quarterbacks coming out of college. And the fact that he was drafted so late, seeing that it is a lot of teams that could use a good quarterback right now, is kind of odd, and it was very suspicious. So everybody was like, okay, the NFL is telling us, and their people, the spectators, the people that are watching, and the analysts, they're telling us that Shedeur Sanders is not going to be that good, right? That's what they're saying. So we're like, okay, we're gonna see we want to see for ourselves, and the best way for us to see, because like I said, he's third string, so they're not gonna start him, but they will let him play during the preseason. So that is the best way for us to see if the NFL was really telling the truth. And my God, Did they lie? This man put up some numbers in a preseason game. Now, nobody asked him to. Nobody wanted him to. It's a preseason game. But he put up some numbers in the preseason game. So it's safe to say that he is probably talented enough to be at least looked at as a future prospect that could carry your team to the promised land, being winning a Super Bowl. Safe to say. But the NFL severely underrated him. And we have the whole Twitter world right now reacting to Shedeur Sanders doing really well in this preseason game. Now, while I do want to hold, it's just the preseason. Let's see what happens in actual season game. If they choose to put him out there during an actual game and he pops off like he did during this preseason game, then by all means we could go crazy. But I do think it is some people overreacting. But at the same time, I do understand why people are overreacting, because I do agree. He was severely underrated. The Falcons could have used him. It is a lot of teams that could use a good at least a future prospect type quarterback like Shedeur Sanders. But unfortunately, from what I was hearing, they were fearing that Deion was going to come in and take over the team. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Deion Sanders is a fucking legend. Okay, let him come over and take over the team. Maybe we'll start winning. Maybe some teams will start winning. But hey, we're talking about the NFL right now, and we know what the NFL is about. They try to keep it hush-hush, but in the closet, they're pretty racist. Anyways, let's watch Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco react to Shedeur Sanders' game and give us some analysis about what they're thinking. Let's listen.
I wanted to see what Shedeur would look like in a situation that wasn't advantageous to him. He didn't get any reps, as many reps as he should, to prepare himself, to be prepared for a game like this of this magnitude. Dylan Brooks hurt. Kenny Pickett hurt. Joe Flacco not playing. So the card that he was dealt to go into this game, can you be a leader of men? Can you go in calm, show a presence of leadership, run the team, command the team, show that regardless of who's around you, you can still conduct yourself like quarterback one. He was calm, under pressure, went through his progressions, made some great throws, had some errant throws. Obviously that's what film is for. That's what the preseason is for. To fix the nooks and the crannies, to get him out. He looked like he belonged, He looked different.
He did.
And Andrew Berry, you made the right call.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason that you wanted him. There's no reason he should have dropped as far as he did. You cannot tell me, as any scout of those 32 teams that didn't need a starting quarterback, but those that needed a quarterback and were in need of one, watch film on Shedeur Sanders and what he did at Jackson State and what he did at Colorado, and say, you know what? No, that's not my guy. The quote you just read from the scout in the AFC North, if you watch film, what did you expect him to look like?
Mm-hmm.
He looked exactly like he looked in Colorado. He looked exactly like he looked at Jackson State. Calm under pressure, in the pocket, going through progressions, making the right throws. That's what we expected to see.
What they expected to see and what some hope to see might be two entirely different things.
Talk to me now.
Now, hope, man, I sure hope this happens, man. Versus expect to see. What I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see exactly what you wanted to see. I wanted to see, could he play with poise? Could he throw the ball with conviction? Could he be decisive? Could he go through his progressions? The pocket collapses. Could he take off? He showed me some of everything. I the over route, threw it on timing, guy in his face, led him, boom, dropped it right in the bucket. He fit those balls, pressure in his face, the second touchdown, pressure in his face, the first touchdown, the corner slumps off, the flat, the safety is hugging him. He fits it in, gets it in, boom. On the move, the touch pass over the top. As I mentioned at the top, the receiver did make a great play, but Shedeur had a nice loft. That's not an easy throw to make. He was impressive tonight.
Very.
And a lot of people, they were in the chat last night. Let's see what Shedeur does. Let's see what Shedeur does.
Hmm.
Well,
Oh, hold on. You know what they're gonna say now? Oh, it's the preseason. Oh, he's not playing against their starters. Oh, he's playing against the
hell,
two.
he didn't have the starters either.
Well, hello,
I
talk to
didn't
me.
see Jerry
No,
Judy. I didn't see Njoku. I didn't see the
no,
starting offensive
definitely.
line.
No Cedric Tillman. So this is what I have to say to those who are going to have another excuse. They're going to move the goalposts, right? They're going to
Right.
move the goalposts and say, well, he wasn't going against the Panther starters. Well, obviously, if he's not going against the Panther starters, or if he doesn't have his starters as well, and what he has at his disposal and look that good with the 2s and 3s, and maybe the 4s that are trying to make the team, what do you think is going to happen when he has the main characters in there around him?
Right.
That makes your job a little bit easier, that are a little bit better at their position than those that he's playing with tonight. What you think gonna happen?
Well, they can try to move the goalpost, but I ain't trying to kick a field goal or a PAT, so I'm gonna score anyway. And Shedeur Sanders scored tonight. I'm gonna give credit where it's due. 14 to 23, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception. He got 2 sacks. Like I said, we can nitpick a couple of things. Yeah, it's a strong safety, the Sam strong safety blitz. Probably like, you know what? But it looked like he was telling the guy, bro, I need you to hook up on that. You probably not going to be able to outrun the safety. Lamar Jackson, hold on to the ball a little longer because he can outrun the safety. Josh Allen, same thing. That's not Shedeur. Shedeur is not a mobile quarterback. He's going to do the majority of his damage is going to be in the pocket, Ocho.
Right.
He's Tom Brady. I'm not saying he's Tom Brady, but he has the athleticism. That's not what he's known for. Go ahead, Ocho.
But this is the thing. What he lacks in athleticism and inability to get out the pocket, he has great pocket presence, huh? Being able to move and being able to not telegraph, but understand when that clock is ticking and when it's time to get up out of there.
Right.
He can move extremely well within the pocket without having to take sacks. What about the third down, huh? The third down when he scrambled, the D-line ran a stunt. He was able to get outside of it.
You know what I like the most? He saw the stunt and took off immediately.
Yes.
That's what I like, Ocho. That's what I like. Oh, y'all. Oh, I don't know who's supposed to go first and who's supposed to. I don't know who's supposed to E or who's supposed to T, and I don't know who's supposed to T and who's supposed to E. But I tell you what, I'm gone.
I'm gone. Yep.
Yeah, y'all. I tell you what, y'all figure it out in film study tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm about to pick up this. I'm about to pick up the first down. He's played himself. He might have started after 4, but after this performance, he can't be number 4. Because here's the thing, Ocho.
How? It's
Mike
impossible.
Shanahan told us something very, very interesting. He says, you can lose your job because of injury. Because let me tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If you get injured and you're out and a guy comes in and he's playing better than you before you got injured, it's his job now. Ask yourself, was Dylan Gabriel, before he got hurt, was he playing better than what you saw Shedeur Sanders do tonight? Kenny Pickett, ask yourself this question. Was he playing better than what Shedeur was, than what Shedeur played tonight?
Yeah.
If you're going to honestly answer those questions, okay.
Right. And the thing about it, what people need to understand, for those that are in the chat, it's one thing to have joint practices. It's one thing to practice against yourself and look good against your players.
Yes.
Everything is scripted, huh? Everything is scripted, even defensively in those joint practices at times, because there's certain things they want to work on defensively and there's certain things that you want to work on offensively. When you get into the game, nothing is shared from team to team.
No.
So it's a green light and everything going as if it's a real game. You're working your scheme, your game plan, and all you have to do is execute it in its simplest form. As simple as preseason games are from an offensive perspective in the way the plays are called. And he did that tonight.
I agree, Chad. He did a great job. I am on the other side to play devil's advocate. And I will say this was just a preseason game. So we can, I get we want to hype him up. Like, yeah, good job, Shedeur. 2 touchdowns, great little stats. They look good. 100 QBR. Like, that's great. Good work. We want to hype him up. And I want to hype him up too, but let's see how he does in a real game when we get that chance to. Hopefully, this does put the spotlight on the general managers and the people in the front office to say, hey, you might have a rising star prospects has talent here. This man went crazy, scored 2 touchdowns, and had over 60% passing average in a preseason game. And everybody on Twitter went wild. Now it was a preseason game. So think about when he's winning. Like, this guy clearly has a lot of people behind him. So you might want to take that into account and probably give him a chance at least to see if he can really produce. But we shall see. The season's about to start. This is an ESPN. This is I Am Savvy Mike TV. So if anything interesting, happens, we'll talk about it. But till then, I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV.